Hi everyone, it's Angie. So I wanted to come on real quick. This video is about a week past due. I have been home from the Lonestar retreat a week ago yesterday. I have been so busy. Those of you who know me know that I am not someone who does much except crafting. And it has been really odd for me. I have been out of my house and out and about and super busy doing things and just exhausted, frankly, from traveling and all of that. So I apologize to Marissa and the committee and everybody else who's curious that this came out so late. But I wanted to come on here. This is kind of going to be a weird format of a video because I want to share with you my stories of my trip to the Lonestar Retreat of 2023 and just some, just what it was like and talk to you about the retreat. But I also want to show you all of my swag. Ooh, my tripod moved. That's odd. Interesting. My swag, my door prizes, and my purchases. So without further ado, let's get going. And please ignore, now that I'm looking at that, my refrigerator is filthy. Look at that, it's like streaky. Now you guys all know that I'm not a great housekeeper, so it shouldn't shock you. So I flew in to this was my third year participating in the Lonestar Retreat, or attending, not participating. I guess I participated, attending the Lonestar Retreat. The first 2 years I went, it was in Hamilton, Missouri, which Maddie and I went to together, and we drove both times. It's about a 13-hour drive for us, so not, borderline. And it was nice. We enjoyed those retreats so much. We both had a great time. Maddie wasn't able to go with me this year, and this year the retreat was held at a tennis camp kind of complex in New Braunfels, Texas. So obviously I wasn't going to drive by myself to Texas. I mean, I could have. I've driven by myself to Texas before when I went to visit Michael and Amy from Craftably, but I decided not to drive. I flew. I got a super cheap, that's a whole nother story, super cheap flight and hotel stays and for at either end of the retreat. But it was way cheaper to fly. So I flew. And Kara, the principal painter, lives in Houston, as you all know. And she so graciously, I flew into Houston, and she so sweetly agreed to come and pick me up. And it's about 2.5 hours from her house to the retreat venue. So she drove me there, and Brandy had driven up from Florida. Brandy Mystery of Diamonds had driven up from Florida to Kara's house the day before. So the three of us rode together, and it was a great time. We had a blast. We had a really good time. I've been friends with both of them, but not like in a super deep way before this trip, but I feel like because we spent so much time in the car together and we really just had some great heart-to-heart talks, and I feel like I got to know both of them so much better over the course of that road trip, and it was it was awesome. Had a super great time. So I always thought that the venue in Missouri was fine. I mean, I was happy with it, but I have to tell you, I had so much stinking fun at this location in Texas. It was amazing. First of all, I'm a girl from the north who hates winter. I hate cold. So it was like 100 degrees down there. Loved it. It was awesome. I loved it. It was so great. So that was right up my alley. And the venue itself was very nice. The craft room was really nice. The food was absolutely delicious. Very well chosen selections by the committee of what our meals were going to consist of. And we also they provided a snack during the evenings, which I thought was really appreciated. The craft room, unlike some other retreats I've been to, the craft room was open 24 hours, which was great for me because you guys know I'm an all-nighter, so I can just go and go and go. And so, 24-hour craft room, it was great to have a snack provided, especially for someone like me who flew in and didn't have the opportunity to bring snacks from home. It was great to have those snacks there. And then the committee also had snack baskets on the table, which was so thoughtful of them and very much appreciated. Snack baskets on each table, with chips and things in them. So that was really nice too, to be able to just grab a snack. What I also liked about this place was that they provided all day, every day, ice water, coffee, lemonade, and iced tea. And that was, again, being someone who flew. Now, Kara's husband, Marlon, was super, super sweet and went and got me some Diet Coke, because you guys know I can't live without my Diet Coke. Got it right here. Thank you. Can't live without my Diet Coke. But he went and bought me a 12-pack of Diet Coke. So thank you to Marlon for that. I couldn't have lived without it. But I am, especially if I'm crafting 24/7, I drink a lot of Diet Coke. So I did run out towards the end. And it was nice to have the iced tea and, coffee and lemonade there all the time. So that was appreciated. And the way the venue was set up was really interesting. Our craft space was in the main lodge building of this resort area, and that's where we also had all of our meals. But our rooms, you had to walk outside, and some of us had to walk farther than others. And being it was a tennis ranch, there's tennis courts and stuff all around, and they were basically condos. So I roomed with only 2 other people. It was designed just because of the way the numbers worked out, but it was designed to accommodate 4 guests per room, but not really. So let me explain. So each room was a condo. It was a 2-bedroom condo with a full living room with a couch and a fireplace and a TV and a chair, real comfy chair. We had a sliding glass door patio to go sit out at. We had a dining room table and chairs, full kitchen, washer and dryer, and 2 bedrooms, each with their own bathroom. And they were spacious. They were very roomy, and they were very nice and clean, and no complaints there whatsoever. It was really nice. Now, my roommates, because I had been on the wait list for it and got in at the last minute, I didn't, select my roommates or whatever. I was just randomly paired with people, which was great. It was nice because I actually got to meet a new friend, and she is from the cross-stitching community. So she's actually was one of the vendors there as well. She does cover, I've got her card in here somewhere, and we'll get to that. She does cover minders and other things, and her name was Faith. Super cool woman. We got along great. I was really, it was kind of kindred spirits, kind of the same personality. It was nice. And then so her and I shared a bedroom, and then in the other bedroom was Donna. Now, I know Donna from the Great Lakes Retreat. I had met her for the first time at the Great Lakes Escape Retreat back in June. Her room was actually next to mine and Mindy's, so I had the opportunity to meet her there. Absolutely sweet woman. Pleasure to meet her as well, or see her again as well. And so I flew Spirit, because who can turn down those cheap flights, right? And got to my gate and instantly regretted it, because there were families arguing in a foreign language here, little sticky kids running around screaming there, babies crying there. It was a nightmare. And there were a lot of people waiting at the gate. So all of a sudden the lady came on and said, now Spirit doesn't have first class, but they have what they call their big comfy seats, which are at the front of the plane, and they're 2 wide in between the aisles rather than 3 seats wide, so roomier seats. And she said, I do have a couple of big comfy seat upgrades available for $69 if anybody's interested. See me. And my hand shot up so fast I couldn't get up to that gate fast enough. So that was nice, so I had a really relaxing flight there, with the exception of the Flight attendants, they were extremely unprofessional on that flight. Like, it was like they were at a club. There were 4 of them, first of all, 4 young girls, and they sat up front, right, and I was right in the front row, first row, and just hooting and hollering and laughing and carrying on the entire 3-hour flight. And they were loud. It was weird. It was weird. It was like they were girlfriends out at a club, not flight attendants at work. But, you know, it was fine, whatever. So I got to Houston, and I had tried to, when I made my arrangements, it was way cheaper to fly. The retreat lasted from Friday until Monday rather than Thursday till Sunday, which is what I'm used to. But it was way cheaper to fly Thursday and Tuesday than it was Friday and Monday. Plus, the times of the flight arrivals and departures didn't line up with what I needed for travel time to get back and forth to the retreat. So I had a room on Thursday and a room on Monday night. So my room on I made sure when I booked the hotels, because I'm a cheapskate, come on, gotta save a buck, I gotta be able to spend it on crafts, right? The hotel that I booked, I made sure that they both had shuttle services from the airport. Save a buck. But, you know, I'm like little country mouse in the big city, and Houston is a big airport, I mean, for me. So when I got there, it was all just so confusing. And I had to check my bag, so I had to go to baggage claim and all that stuff. It was just so big and confusing to try to figure out where to find this shuttle to the hotel that I just decided to get an Uber. And so I got an Uber, and it was like $20. It was, you know, no big deal. So I stayed at, it was a Hyatt place, so not like a Hyatt Regency, you know, not up here, but, you know, it was a Hyatt place. It was okay. And I had a king suite type room. I'm telling you, if I told you guys how cheap this was, you would like freak out. And so when I had never used, okay, speaking of country mouse in the big city, I had never used Uber before. So because I had just signed up for, I was a new account holder for Uber when I got my ride from the airport, they sent me this offer that said I could have $20 off each of my next 2 orders from Uber Eats. And I'm thinking, this has got to be a scam, right? There's no way this is real. But, you know, I'll give it a try. So I ended up ordering in that night, on Thursday night, some Italian food, and I got just a huge smorgasbord of Italian food and cheesecake and everything. And I ended up paying like because I had to pay for tip and, you know, whatever. I think I ended up spending like less than $20 out of my own pocket. And I'm telling you, I like ordered everything. Because obviously that $20 couldn't go towards tip or delivery fee. So basically my meal was free. I just paid for tip and delivery. And so that was awesome. And then Kara came and picked me up on Friday morning, and we went back to her house and had some breakfast from Whataburger breakfast burritos. They were delicious. And we don't have Whataburger up here in Michigan, so, you know, kind of a thing for me to do. And then we hit the road, and we intended to stop at a Buc-ee's because you can't go to Texas without going to Buc-ee's. I mean, I can't. But we saw it and had missed the exit on the way there, so we didn't hit it on the way there. But it was fine. We had everything we needed. We didn't really need to go there except for, you know, for the souvenirness of it. So we got to the retreat right on time Friday to be able to check into our rooms at 3. The crafting room opened at 4. Decorations were marvelous. Everything was great. The theme this year for the Lonestar retreat was like a fiesta theme, which was so cute. So I'll start by showing you, you know, all my stuff. So this was my lanyard, my name tag lanyard. Everybody had a little, you know, fiesta themed guy on there. That's something else that's stuck to it by a magnet. So I'm showing you everything. All right. These were our, let me see, t-shirts. Love this. I think this might be, oh, it's still inside out from wearing it. Sorry, I haven't washed it yet. Oopsie. Oh, it smells good. I didn't sweat much in it. But isn't that adorable? Nacho Average Retreat. I just thought that was super cute, and I love the colors of it. And I like it because it's a little bit of a V-neck. So that was, you know, it's a little bit different than just your average t-shirt. So I like the t-shirt. Little bit something different that Marissa did this year, and I'm sure it was great for a lot of people, but I just kind of go with the flow, and I just relied on everybody else to tell me where I had to be at what time. So I didn't use it, but it was a super, super great idea. So we had our name tags on our swag bags, in like a plastic thing, and on the back is a QR code, and that QR code linked to our schedule for the weekend, as well as digital cross-stitch patterns that had been donated by designers for part of our swag. So everything was digital. There was no paper. Everything was digital, which, you know, that was pretty snazzy, I thought. So Saturday it must have been. Well, I don't know what order to go in here. Because I've got, well, these are the things I took with me. So those I'm not showing you. These were on our tables. These cute little placemats, which was very, very cute. Let me see. Let me just find. I'm going to try to find everything in order. As well as these adorable little care packages. And just in case so. So punny. They're so punny. And in our little care packages was everything that you might need. Some tissues that were on theme. Very nice. Some chapstick. Some lotion, an eye mask for if you stayed up all night and wanted to sleep during the day, a notepad, a pen. Actually, we got 2 pens. We got a pen and a highlighter, and they're both erasable friction pens, which is great. I'm using the highlighter on my current cross-stitch pattern, so it's over there. A fan. That was right on theme. And what else? A little light for finding our way back to our rooms in the dark with a keychain. And it has the little LSR, Lonestar Retreat 23 emblem on there. A hair tie on theme. Oh, 3 hair ties, I'm sorry. It came off the little board. A nail file. Some earplugs for your snoring roommate. And this cool tin that has all kinds of themed stickers in it. Super cute themed fiesta stickers. And I'm going to use this little tin. I was excited about this little tin. I'm going to use it for needles and stitch minders and stuff for travel. I thought that'd be a good place to, you know, keep those when I'm taking crafts to go. So that was in our little care package, which we got right away when they were on our spots when we sat down. And then we got our swag bags. So some of the stuff in this swag bag are purchases, and I want to kind of keep those out separate to show you. And some are swag and door prizes. So let me try to differentiate that. Yeah, that's a purchase. Okay. Oh, we also, I think these came in the care packages, got can koozies, which I love this guy. He's so super cute. We also got little things to put on our table for our name. So we had both a name. I liked this too. I thought this was a very good idea, and I'm going to keep it up here in my little noggin for future retreats that I'm involved in organizing. I really liked having a name tag on your person as well as a name tag on your spot. So if it was just nice, you know, so if somebody wasn't at their spot, you could still kind of know who they were, because I did meet a lot of new people. I think Marissa said that It was like 55% alumni, 45% new people this year at the Lonestar retreat, which was great. I love, meeting new people. It was really nice. Oh, here it is. So this was my stand that sat on my table, which I absolutely love. It has a little paper clip on the back. Everybody had a different one. We got to choose these when we came in. Most of them were hand painted. This one is fabric actually glued to it. This is one, but a lot of them were hand painted and they were beautiful. So it was just kind of a coincidence that my koozie matched my thing, which I thought was adorable. Anyway, moving right along. So, swag. Now, I'm gonna do my best because I didn't download our little thing here. I don't have a physical list of every single sponsor, and I apologize for that. But I'm gonna do my best to remember where everything came from. So, from Susie Q's Cross Stitch Shop, we all got stitch markers. And I got this really cute little cowboy hat stitch marker. And I was very appreciative because this kind of stitch marker can be used for crochet as well as knitting. A lot of times stitch markers, and you don't have to use it as a stitch marker either. You can just use it as a little decoration on a necklace or bracelet or keychain or anything. But I really like that it can be used for crochet as well, because a lot of times stitch markers are only for knitting. They're just the circular ones and they don't really work for crochet. We got a, from Dirty Annie's cross stitch shop, we got the pattern for this adorable cross stitch couple. They're called Mr. and Mrs. Summer because they're margarita people. Oh, that was around my t-shirt. We got from Infinite Treasures for You these car coasters. So they go in your cup holder of your car. Very, very cute. We also got this pattern called Fall Scarecrow, and this came from Screen Door Needleworks. I love fall. My favorite holiday to craft to is fall, so loved that. Oh, as a parting gift, and everything that was in here is gone, as a going away present at the last day, we all got little care packages. So there were chips and water and cheese, nacho cheese sauce to dunk your chips in. And then she made these little things on her Cricut to put in each of those, which was really, really nice. And she also, these were also on our seat, and she had done these with her Cricut. Super, super pretty. Okay, in Expression Fiber Arts, this is the second year that they have donated a custom color to the Lonestar Retreat. Last year, the theme was, let's give them pumpkin to talk about. So it was like a pumpkin-y yarn. This year, I'm loving this. It's called Painted Desert. And I was lucky enough, we each got one hank in our bags, but I was lucky enough that I had two friends who are not knitters or crocheters who gave me theirs. So thank you so much. Sue and I think Michelle gave me the other one, I'm pretty sure. So thank you to Sue and Michelle for those. If you have never shopped with Expression Fiber Arts before, they have fantastic yarn. It's very, very, very soft and squishy. This is sock yarn, 75% superwash, 25% nylon, and it is obviously sock weight. You know, it's one weight. And I am gonna make socks with it. So I'll probably pick another color here to pair as a solid, and maybe I'll do stripes like solid and then this and then solid and then this. But I am gonna make socks with it. I'm obsessed with crochet socks now, ever since Mindy and I did the crochet along with the socks. So that was in our swag bag from Expression Fiber Arts. This was from DP Diamond Painting with Sparklers. They donated for swag everybody got this super cute 3D printed cover minder. I love his mustache. It's adorable. And also a special drill diamond painting kit. And I got a colorful lion. Whoops, he's upside down. Colorful lion. Very cute, very cute. Also, we got, oh my goodness, see, and now I've been doing so well. Oh, I know Tia. Tia made these. So this is remarkable. Tia made these cover minders for everyone for our swag bags. I can't get it open. And she made them from clay because she does a lot of, you know, she makes clay pens and stuff. But the level of, she sent us in the chat group, she sent us some photos and videos of her making these. And you would not believe the skill and time that actually goes in to making that, because it's amazing. If you don't know anything about, like, I think it's called caning, clay caning. So she puts all these colors together in like a tube of clay and then rolls them out and slices them, but does it in such a way that it comes out in that pattern. I mean, it's super, I couldn't even begin to understand how to do that. So thank you to Tia for that. Michelle, who is on the committee and is a fellow crocheter, I got to sit by Michelle and I was so thankful because we get to sit there and chat crochet the whole time. She made us all these taco keychains, which are adorable. Super, super cute. Love that. And I'm not, you know, I don't do well with amigurumi. It's never been a passion of mine, but it's super cute. She did pumpkins last year for us. These were from Brandy, who's also on the committee. She made everybody they're a tortilla warmer. So you put your tortillas in here and put them in the microwave and it warms your tortillas. You could use it as a trivet, you know, hot pad thing to set your pans on. She also said it works for baked potatoes too. So I haven't tried it yet, but I'm anxious to. Then we have from Marissa. I believe Marissa made these, and I sincerely apologize if I'm wrong. I believe this was that Marissa made these coasters for us. And then, oh, I think we also got these really cute shot glasses that say Let's Fiesta on them. And dun dun dun. Uh-oh, something was in here and it's missing. So I hope I don't miss anybody. I sure hope I don't miss anybody. These trays were from Bella Art de Nicole. Jamie and Nicole were both there at the retreat, and everybody got a different color, but these are just the like the basic trays, which I actually prefer these because I like the short. You guys all know my tray drama, so I won't get into that. We also I'm anxious to try this tray because you guys know how I feel about 3D trays. Not my fave, just love my good old China boat. But I'm going to give this one a try because it's got some interesting features. These came from Firefly, and it says Lonestar Retreat on the side. On the front, it has a diamond and a sombrero, which I thought was super cute. This is called the Inferno Mini. If you're interested in this, if you go to Firefly's site and you would like to try the same tray, because it does have, like I said, some interesting features, and I'm going to show you. Maybe you guys all know about this. I'm not in the 3D like tray craze, so maybe this is old news and I'm not sharing any new information with you. But you know, it has a slide-on lid, which does slide real nicely. Got a Zotz candy in there that I'll give to Nate. But this tray has I'm not a fan of stoppers, and I never use them. They end up lost or thrown away or whatever. But this has a gate that you open and close with this little button, which I think I might dig that. Like, I think that might be a feature that I appreciate. So I'm anxious to try that. It also, up here, I like the way it funnels down to the end rather than having it just be totally square. You know what I mean? The drills are going to funnel right into your spout. Because in the corner, this is a little removable guy that you could put your trash drills in. And then on this side is a little hole that your pen actually fits in. So you can use it as a pen stand. I don't know if that's what it was designed for, but sounds good to me. I tried it and it worked, so. So that was from Firefly. Then we also, from Archer's Arts, was also a sponsor. And they did something really cute. So we got this adorable round tray in the Fiesta colors, 3D printed. And then we also got these little sombreros that say Lonestar 23. You could make this into a cover minder real easily by putting a magnet on it. But I think it would be cute just to have sitting on your, just throw your trash drills in there, or your orts if you're a cross stitcher, whatever. So that was from Archer's Art. So thank you very much to them. And I got a couple more things. And I hope I'm not missing anything. Oh, I know what I'm missing because that is also in use. And gosh darn it if I can remember who made these. I want to say it was someone from the committee. Sewed us neck roll things that you can put in the microwave and heat them up, and they're like a muscle relaxer neck roll thing. That's already in use. Then we had, now this surprised the heck out of me. This was like, everybody got one of these packs. Everybody. And there were 52 of us. So that was a lot of stuff. So this came from, oh goodness, where's the card? Goodness, I am, so hopefully it'll say on here. The Fat Quarter Shop. No, did it come from the Fat Quarter Shop? Yes. The Fat Quarter Shop provided everybody with one of these, and these work really well for diamond painting pens too, or makeup brushes, kitchen appliances, anything you want. But it's one of those things, you can stick stuff in there. So that was, I've been wanting one of these actually. I didn't have one, so it was really nice to get this. Pack of really nice sturdy thread bobbins. A pack of finishing tape for cross-stitch projects. A magnetic needle case. Now this I am definitely going to use. So it is a little case to store your cross-stitch needles, and they'll stick right to there and you'll never lose them, because I lose needles like you wouldn't believe. And then a cross-stitch journal, which I thought was super nice. So it's got spaces in there for all of your projects, and they're numbered. You can number your projects in, kind of like a diamond painting logbook, And then the last thing they gave everyone was this little tool called the Unstitcher. So it's kind of like a seam ripper, but not really. It takes out, if you've made foul stitches on your cross stitch project, it rips those stitches out a little bit, and it works a little bit different than your average seam ripper. So that was all from the Fat Quarter Shop. And not only did they donate that, but I believe they also donated a bunch of stuff for door prizes. So that was just amazing. Oh, and when I say Marissa, I probably should mention, Marissa is on YouTube. Her name is The Crafty Heifer. So the things that I said that Marissa provided or made, that she's The Crafty Heifer on YouTube. And if you don't know, she is the founder and organizer of the Lonestar Retreat. She does have a committee now as well. I think she always has, but who assists her, but she's the one who kind of got it all started. And then the last thing in here is a cute little fruit stitch marker. And I believe, because these were close together, I believe this came from Nessa's Needle Minders, because it was by that card, but I can't be entirely sure, and I apologize if I'm wrong. We also had our Retreat cover minder, which, a lot of stuff in there, huh? Looked like this little blanket that says LSR 23. So that was very, very cute. And then for my door prize, we, you know, everybody, I believe everybody got 2 door prizes. And where is my other one? What was my other one? I don't remember. Huh. What was my other door prize? So sorry. My door prize, anywho, my door prize was 3 hanks of yarn from Expression Fiber Arts. So they're mini hanks, but still gorgeous sock yarn again. This is 50 superwash and 50 lyocell. So I'm not sure. I don't know. It feels pretty stretchy. I could probably still use that for socks. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. And you know, this was our color from last year. It's pumpkin. So I still I hadn't done anything with my mini hank from last year. So I now have 4 mini hanks. So maybe I'll make a small cowl or a hat or something. And then a little bag, little project bag, and a measuring tape. So that was my door prize. These were our bags, our swag bags, which was really nice for me having flown because they're collapsible. They have these metal bars that collapse in, and so I was able to shrink it right down to flat to put in my suitcase. So that was really nice. And I will definitely get a lot of use out of this. I love bags. Love bags. I can never have too many bags. So then there was just past the stash table, and I grabbed a couple things off the past the stash table. I've been getting into latch hooking again recently. And I love these good old-fashioned wood latch hooks. So I grabbed one of those. There were quite a few of them on the table. Grabbed one of those. And then there was some books. And I saw a book that looked interesting. So this is called The Runaway Quilt. And I read the back of it, and it sounds pretty good. Sounds like something that I'm going to really enjoy reading. And, you know, who doesn't love a good craft book, right? I'm sorry, my nose is so itchy. What does that say? If your nose is yours, you're going to kiss a fool. Is that the saying? I think it is. Jeff will be home any minute. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. So, the other thing, was the Retreat diamond painting. This was something that you could purchase if you wanted to, but it was a very, very good price. And it's from Crystal Canvas Art Designs. And I have seen it finished. Not in person, but I've seen photos of it finished. Some people have already finished it like last week. And it looks phenomenal. I love the size of it. The size of it is very perfect to me. And I think it's so super cute. It's just super stinking cute. And you know, obviously it's all crystals, so it's gonna be fun. That's gonna be a fun one to do. Not looking for all the black, but you know, that'll be good for one of those nights when I have insomnia, but I can't really concentrate on crafting, but I can't sleep. I'll just sit there and multi-place those 3 tens. So that'll work. I'm sorry, my nose is so itchy. Then I did get a few gifts from friends as well. Now, a couple of them are already in use. So I don't have them right here. Uh-oh, where did that one just go? Oh, here it is. So Sue Bell, who I've met, she lives here in Michigan now, and I've met her at several previous retreats, and she's a subscriber of mine, got me this gorgeous owl cover minder. Very, very beautiful. I love the opal gem. That's really pretty. And another owl cover minder. She also got me a fob for a cork thing for the end of my scissors, my crafting scissors, so that they don't poke you. But it's in my craft room on my scissors. Michelle, who is my crochet friend, we were talking about the fact that I was wearing my Sasquatch t-shirt that says hide and seek world champ. And you know, when I'm down or blue or having a tough time, I tend to retreat into myself. And that's why you'll see me, you know, that's probably why I'm not such a great YouTube creator, because, you know, you'll tend to see, you know, where I'll be real consistent for a while and I'll put out a lot of content and videos and stuff, and then I'll go for a long time and not really put out anything. And it's, you know, if I'm struggling or having a hard time, I tend to just retreat into myself. I don't respond to family or friends or anything. So my sister got me that t-shirt, and my family, their nickname for me is El Chupacabra, which is also a, you know, legendary and elusive mythical beast. So I was telling that story to Michelle, and she saw this in the shop at where the vendors were at the retreat and got it for me. It says legendary. I just love that. So thank you so much to Michelle. And this it's perfect that I got two, because I have two pairs of, you know, little crafting scissors, one in my craft room and one out by my chair where I crochet. So perfect. Thank you so much. And then Sue got me another cover minder too, which is also in my craft room. I apologize, but thank you guys so much, both of you, for that. Okay, now on to purchases. There was a store, a cross-stitch store that had recently, or that day was their grand opening, actually. Saturday was their grand opening. It's called the Golden Needle. And we went to that store and I got some stuff. I have not purchased cross-stitch stuff in a very long time. But this trip kind of renewed my passion for it, and I've been stitching a ton since I got home. So I'm just going to show you real quick. I'm not done with my other stuff, though, so don't go if you're not interested in, I mean, you can go if you want to, but if you're not interested in cross-stitch, just hang on a minute, because I got other stuff here. So I have always wanted to do a long dog sampler. If you don't know what long dog samplers are, where are you? No, I'm just kidding. They're a very specific style of cross-stitch pattern, and I love them. They're gorgeous. I think they're gorgeous. I absolutely love them, but I've never done one. And I prefer to work from a paper pattern rather than an electronic pattern. It's just way easier for me. So at this shop, I did pick up this long dog sampler. It's called Legal High, and that's what it looks like. I'm so excited to do it. So excited to do it. I have not purchased my fabric or floss yet. I'll probably wait till after the holidays to start on this, because it's going to be something just for myself. So yeah, I'm excited to do that one. Then I also picked up this piece of fabric just because I couldn't resist. And I think I found the project for it. I think I found a pattern on the Witchy Stitcher that is going to work out perfect for this piece of fabric. But look at this cross-stitch fabric. It's shimmery. Isn't that pretty? But it's still like a natural color. I love that, because you guys, I love natural colors, but I still want to be sparkly. So this is 32 count Zweigert, and the color is Raw Opal. So I got that. Then I could not resist this. They had a sample stitch up on the wall at the shop of this particular project, and when I saw it, I knew I had to have it. And this, I haven't gotten the floss yet, but I will be very soon. And even though Halloween will be far over, I'm starting this as soon as I get the floss. And isn't that amazing? I just absolutely love it. You guys know fall is my favorite. Orange is my favorite color. I just had to. So this is called Pretty Pumpkins, and it's Cheryl Granda is the designer. Glendon Place is the name of the company, if you're looking for that. So it has quite a few. I think I counted it has 52 colors. So wish me luck with that. And because I wanted to have specific, I really wanted to be mindful when you're ordering cross-stitch fabric online in a hand-dyed color. It's a little bit difficult because everybody's screen and resolution and photography is different. So it's hard if you want something that's the perfect color. It's kind of hard to do it online. So I wanted to take advantage of the opportunity of being there live and in person and get the fabric, you know, at the same time. So I did get the fabric that I'm going to stitch this on, and this is what I got for my fabric to stitch this on, which I think is going to look amazing. And in case you're wondering, it is, she wrote Fortnite on here, but it's not Fortnite. It was Be Stitched. It's by Be Stitched, and it's called Through the Stones is the name of the color, in case, you know, it's something that you would also like. And that's what I got from the Golden Needle. Now, because I spent a certain threshold, we'll just say that, I did get a free bag, and they ran out, but she said, we'll take your address and we'll mail it to you. Well, not that I didn't trust her, but I was like, you know, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. So imagine my surprise when yesterday in the mail I got it. So hold on, I'm just gonna run down the hall and grab it. Okay, sorry. I know this video is turning out way longer than it needs to be. I apologize. But they sent me this Golden Needle tote bag, which is embroidered on there with Golden Needle, which I'll use all bags. Love project bag, you know, love bags. So much appreciated. So that was from the Golden Needle. I don't know if they ship, if you can, you know, shop with them online or not. I'm not that familiar. They're a Texas small business, I think. Then one of the vendors at the retreat, so we did have a vendor room and there were several vendors in there. One of the vendors at the retreat was doing some selling, and I bought some stuff from her. Susie Q, she was also a sponsor for Swag. Susie Q's Cross Stitch Shop is her name. She does have an Etsy shop, so if there's something that I show you that you like, you can always check her out on Etsy. So I needed a fat half for that long, I forgot I got this. Woo! So all I need is my floss. For that long dog sampler. I can't stitch too small. It's just not enjoyable for me. So I'm comfortable with like either 16 count Aida, 32 count linen, whatever. That's about as small as I want to go. That makes me happy and is enjoyable to me. So I needed a fat half of it, which is quite a lot of, you know, quite a big piece of fabric. And so I did get this. It's 16 count hand-dyed Aida in the color Cappuccino by Fiber on a Whim. And they're, you know, you can order from them. They're a national company. You can order them from them on, I think, 123 Stitch, Etsy, you know. This is the fabric that I'm going to do my long dog sampler on. I wanted something, you know, neutral, but with a little bit of modeling or, you know, antiquing or whatever you want to call it. So I did get that. And then I also got, I could not resist this pattern. I got too many patterns, you guys. I got way too many patterns. It's going to take me years to get this all done. But I could not resist this one. It's by The Primitive Hare, and it's called Pumpkins Are Important. And I think it's just so super cute. So what it says, because it's hard to read it on here, is pumpkins are important. A pumpkin a day keeps the goblins away, which I think is super cute. But the reason I got this is you can see the fabric that it's stitched on the sample is kind of unique. She had it. So it's called Dark Spell, and it's 30 count linen from The Primitive Hare, you know, designed for this. So I got the linen to do it. So I just need the floss for that, and I can do that one too. And I think that's just gonna look super cool. I'm excited about that one. Okay, so that was that. from Susie Q. Then we had, she wasn't a vendor that was there the whole weekend, but she came for an evening after her shop closed, which was so incredibly kind of her. It's Under the Sea Fabrics. And they have gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous fabric. Really, really pretty fabric. So I was done. I wasn't going to get any more stitching stuff because, I mean, come on, you know, stitching, number one, stitching is not my full-time craft. Number two, I had already gotten a lot. Number three, how many patterns can you really do in a, you know, such, but I couldn't resist this one. So, oh, I have one more. Okay, so, but I saw this and I had to have it. This is from Autumn Lane Stitchery. And this is Moons Out, Brooms Out. And I just fell in love with that. I love the kind of the font and the whole vibe of it. I think is so super cute. Kind of 60s-ish or retro or something. I don't know. I just loved it. So Autumn Lane Stitchery is on Etsy. They also have a website. So if you want to, or you could go to Under the Sea Fabrics and I'm sure she sells it as well. So from her, in order, because again, this is one where the fabric color is going to be important to the finish of the piece. And I didn't want to chance ordering it online and having it be off in any way. So I went ahead and purchased this fabric to stitch this on. And this is called Witching Hour, and it's a fat quarter of 14 count Aida. And it's very nice. It's not, I mean, it's definitely, you know, it's hand-dyed Aida, but it's not like very mottled. It's a very like consistent color, which I think is gonna pop, make this, you know, the oranges and yellows in here really pop. So I'm happy with that, very happy with that. So this is another one. As soon as I get I haven't gotten the floss. So that's all I'm missing on that is the floss. All right, the last thing I got from was, I forgot when I went to the Golden Needle, I got one last pattern. I was in the checkout line and I saw this sample stitched on the wall and I was like, gotta have that one. So I got out of line and grabbed all the stuff and I even grabbed the floss and fabric so that I could start it right away. So, and I have been working on it a little bit, here and there. So it is from La Di Da, and it's called Something Wicked. And it says, by the pricking of my thumb, something wicked this way comes. And it's just a nice little simple, you know, mostly black. I love not having to change colors. So this is where I'm at with that. So I got most of the boot done. Just starting to continue with the long toe of the boot. And then I'll just have to do the words. And there's just a little bit of back stitching, so not bad. And I also got this fabric. And I didn't want to cut it yet until I got home, but I still haven't cut it even though I've been home. But I'll be able to reuse this fabric. I think this is 32 count. I didn't keep the tag from this fabric, but it's just a 32 count linen. And I don't know what color it is. And that's it. That's what I bought. That's everything that I bought. Oh, except we stopped at Buc-ee's. We did stop at Buc-ee's on our way back through, on our way back to Houston from the retreat, and I did get myself a t-shirt. So I'll show you my Buc-ee's t-shirt. I'm gonna wear this today. I mean, I'm wearing a shirt today, but I have to go somewhere later, and this is the shirt I wore to bed, so, you know. But I thought this one was super cute. Buc-ee's with the sunflower. I love it. Love, love, love it. So I got that at Buc-ee's. So all in all, I would say, if I had to rate, this was my 8th retreat that I've been to. If I had to rate them as far as how much I enjoyed them, I would say this one comes in 2nd place ever of my favorite retreats. And I don't know, it's a strong contender. It's a strong contender for first place. I was talking to Marissa a little bit about this, and I was trying to, in my mind, kind of think about the atmosphere of retreats. Here you have all of these people, each with their own personalities, with their own crafts, with their own skills, with their own knowledge, with their own interests, all together in a room for several days. Add into that each one of those personalities has moods, you know, so just because my personality might be fun and whatever, I might be having a bad day, you know. And so you've got all of these swirling personalities, each with their own orbiting mood of any given time. And when you get that many people together for that many days, sometimes there can be, you know, issues or, you know, I don't want to say drama, but, you know, there can be stuff that happens or whatever, but the makeup of the personalities and the moods at this particular retreat was so positive. And, you know, and it maybe stuff happened that I have no knowledge of, because and my mood was just such that I was having, that I didn't realize that anything, you know, icky was going on. But to me, it was just such a positive vibe. Everybody, it was just great. It was just a great bunch of people, super great bunch of people. I loved each and every person that I talked to. It was fun. It was enjoyable. It was great fellowship and making new friends and strengthening, you know, existing friendships, and it was awesome. I really, really enjoyed it. So thank you to Marissa and the committee for all of your hard work. And thank you to you guys for listening to me yammer on for an hour about it. And yeah, I'll say it again. I've said it every time, but you know, if you have something that you're passionate about, like crafting, and you have the opportunity to go and share in fellowship and your love of crafting with like-minded people, take advantage of that opportunity if you can. Life is short, and you know, enjoy yourself. I know. All right, so Angie just got deep. We're gonna end on that note because it's scaring me a little. All right, I love you guys, and I'll see you soon. All right, bye everybody.